Hello, today I'll be presenting an examination of the song Lady Marmalade, and basing my examination off of the most notable earliest version by the group and lead vocalist LaBelle, whose performance was done in 1975. The cover I'll be comparing against the original was performed and released in 2001 by Christina Aguilera, Pink, Lil Kim, Maya, and their main producer Missy Elliott. During the presentation, I will use mainly the transposed lead and rhythm charts for LaBelle's arrangement in comparing the music video linked and shown in the PowerPoint slides for Aguilera's, and all the photos of scenes from Aguilera's cover are used as indicators of where I talk about elements that take place. Both arrangements have similar but unique takes on how and what instruments are used, particularly with what instruments are used at the forefront of the song's melodies or primary rhythms. In LaBelle's original, the instrumentation was made up of a keyboard, bass guitar, electric guitar, Hammond organ, piano, percussion, drum kit, and a bass and saxophone section, whereas in Aguilera's version is made up of similar instruments and a few new ones, which make up a synthesizer, keyboard, drum kit, percussion, a brass and saxophone section as well, electric guitar, and a bass guitar. LaBelle's version focuses strongly on the sound of the Hammond organ and its brass and saxophone section, which fits more to the band's genres of soul, disco, and R&B, whilst Aguilera's version has more use of its synthesizer, drum kit, and percussion sections, keeping a similar soul and R&B sound, but utilizing more modern and pop influences towards instrumentation and the use of the synthesizer and drum kit more than the above-mentioned primary instruments of LaBelle. The LaBelle version uses Patti LaBelle as the lead singer who sings all the verses, while the other two singers are backup singers who perform support vocals during parts of Patti LaBelle's verses, and everyone sings together in the choruses. Then in Aguilera's cover, each singer takes turns to sing a verse, where they utilize their individual textures and abilities of their voices to uniquely color each verse, including the addition of a rap verse by Lil Kim. And similar to LaBelle, the remaining singers perform backup vocals over the verses they aren't featured in, including Aguilera's version also has all the singers come together to perform the choruses. The differences between the two variations of these surface-level factors are minor. The differences that are there aid in creating uniquely different temperaments of Lady Marmalade. LaBelle's version is more laid back than Aguilera's and is more instrument-focused than the cover, despite there being little difference between instrument choices, melodies, and lyrics. Further examples of the relatable but still defined differences are how, in LaBelle's original, she is the only lead vocalist, the instrumentation prominently features the Hammond organ and the brass and saxophone section, and the genre is strongly soul, disco, and R&B. Comparing this to the basic adjustments made from the original to Aguilera's cover are the four different sounding lead vocalists, the instrumentation is more focused on the synthesizer, drum kit, and percussion sounds, and the genre remaining the same except for mild influencing from modern pop. These few but significant differences are what lend initial notice to the tailored changes of Lady Marmalade in Aguilera's cover. While much of the arrangement choices between the two songs are similar, one big difference is in the production styles and choices. LaBelle's version has no sound effects added to the vocals. However, the vocals in Aguilera's version have a lot of audio effects added to the singers throughout their arrangement, such as early on, from 26 seconds to 29 seconds into the song, when Maya is singing "Strutting Her Stuff on the Street," Street has a pronounced echo effect that lasts for 2 seconds. Also in the Aguilera version, the producer Missy Elliott performs a spoken credit scene for the lead vocalist, herself, and her writing partner Rock Wilder. She also performs a brief unsung introduction at the start of the music video. And as aforementioned, a new verse of rap was added, which kept with the theme of prostitution and glamour. Moreover, the choice of having 4 popular and very talented singers to be the vocalists in the Aguilera cover, as opposed to just having less well-known singers with suitable voices or actors that actually appear in the movie to sing the song, was a choice that further gave the song a diva quality and a strong presence that suited both the song and the movie it was commissioned for. Aguilera's cover starts with a call and response by Lil Kim, followed by the rest of the singers joining in. In LaBelle's original arrangement, the very beginning was an instrumental intro, after which follows the normal lyrical intro. Both arrangements start the original's lyric intro at the same time, which can be seen starting at bar 5 in the lead sheet. LaBelle's version goes, "Hey sister, go sister, soul sister, go sister," which is sung twice, but Aguilera's version changes the last "go sister" in each repetition to be "flow sister" to emphasize the girl power vibe of both versions of the song and the rhythm being propelled by the singers. The lyrical intro isn't heard again in the original, but is used again in Aguilera's version towards the end of the rap break, which is also new, and it reaffirms the particular rap lyrics, "Some mistake us for whores, but why spend mine when I can spend yours?" The lyrical intro coming back is used to further symbolize that the women stick together. Also, early in the song, Aguilera's version replaces old New Orleans with old Moulin Rouge, which is done to connect the cover to the movie it was commissioned for. Then, in the narrated credits performed by Missy Elliott in the outro of the song, each singer, in a call-and-response manner, responded to Elliott with melismas akin to how they sung in their verse. The LaBelle version has no change of its 115 BPM time, and the cover uses the same tempo. But after the rap verse, the tempo slows down to 53 beats per minute, starting at 2 minutes and 16 seconds, going to 2 minutes and 35 seconds, forming a breakdown verse, before going back up to 115 BPM into verse 3 with Christina Aguilera. In LaBelle's original, there was an instrumental break which is now replaced by the rap verse in Aguilera's cover. And then in Aguilera's cover again, there is very little change to the melody and rhythm of the song from the original, aside from the aforementioned reworking such as the breakdown, reusing the intro lyrics and its melody for part of the rap verse. Both songs have their own variation of texture when treating the song. The Aguilera cover utilizes greater voice acting in the singers, both during verses and when backup vocals are sung. This is evident with the lyrics, "She said, hello, hey Joe, you want to give it a go, oh?" where Maya starts off using a whispering tone, then crescendos to the chorus. Compared to the LaBelle's part in bars 10 to 12 of the lead sheet, there is a more plain and closer to a light-hearted teasing sound compared to Aguilera's sound there. Vocal tricks such as the vocalist changing their voice's timbre are used to give the Aguilera version more sexual connotations than the literal sexual material in both lyrical arrangements. Literal material, such as the main lyrics sung in both variations, which is the line "Voulez-vous coucher avec moi?" translates to "Do you want to sleep with me?" in French. LaBelle's original does less in the way of voice acting out verbally what their lyrics are illustrating or hinting at. As such, the way the song was used in Aguilera's cover, the small changes and additions to the lyrics, and particular treatment of singing by vocalists, make the song even more tailored to the Moulin Rouge movie it was reworked for. LaBelle uses simple and gradual change in dynamics, going from a spirited mezzo forte in the beginning, then waiting till approximately verse 3 to significantly increase their dynamics to forte. Once the final verse is sung with a further crescendo at its end, the third chorus starts at fortissimo until the end. There is also a dynamic decrease early on in the outro, where multiple instruments drop out, giving emphasis on the vocalists. Then, all the instruments come back for the final bars of the song, where at least 2 bars have a quick dynamic fade to nothing. Aguilera's cover has regular changes in dynamics by the singers when using voice acting effects to treat the lyrics differently, and a big aspect they utilize strongly is going from piano and mezzo piano to as loud as fortissimo in a single lyrical phrase. Aguilera's version also puts emphasis on the singer's individual abilities and gives each singer their own verse, whereas in LaBelle's version it was just herself that sung the verses, with the other singers from LaBelle rejoining for choruses and supporting the verses. But Aguilera's version went in a more even spread of responsibility and showmanship. This allowed the song to showcase the variety of women and that badass chicks from the Moulin Rouge come in many forms and are strong despite what they may do for a living. The cover by Aguilera uses a strong pulse propelled through the song, particularly by the synthesizer, drum kit, and the vocalist's voice acting and individual singing capabilities. These elements cause the song to be entertaining and catchy, more than the original, although still in keeping with many of the same elements from the LaBelle's version. In conclusion, this examination has presented Aguilera's cover of Lady Marmalade as having several similarities to LaBelle's original arrangement, ranging from melody to instrumentation. But the Aguilera cover also changed the intensity of key elements of the arrangement. These range from simply exerting different instruments to have more key roles towards the song, to new verses being added that expand on the idea of the song, such as the rap verse developing the character of prostitutes in New Orleans or the Moulin Rouge. Thank you for listening. This has been my presentation on Lady Marmalade, with the original being from LaBelle in 1975 to the more recent cover of Aguilera and others starting in 2001. Thank you.